Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everyone's having a good one. You guys know I like to share my journey with you. This is literally real, my authentic life. This is literally the journey I am on with God right now. God is working in me each day, each moment, each step of the way. And I like to share it with you because, as I say, I know that this journey is not just for me. Okay, so I'm literally just, I when I want to, even you guys know, although I be want to keep it in, I know it's not for me, and it's that's not how it's supposed to go. So, what I wanted to get out, what God has been working on me with, is asking me the question of who says you have to stay there. What has been coming to me is who says you have to stay there. Meaning, who says you have to stay in that place where you've been broken for so long? Who says you have to stay in that relationship that is no longer serving you? Who says you have to stay in that job, friendship, situationship, whatever it is that you feel is no longer filling you up how you should be? You know what I mean? Who says you have to be somewhere where it feels like, although you're in a room full of people, that you feel you're by yourself? Who said you have to stay there? Honey, God is calling you towards more. God is calling you towards better. God is telling you to come towards Him. He will fill you up and restore you in ways that you never even knew was possible. Okay? No, it's not easy. It's not easy. Okay? It's not easy to walk away from the comfortability, the familiarity, and the things that we, like sitting around every day. But I promise you, on the other side of it is probably where your growth is sitting. Your blessings are sitting and are waiting for you. Okay? It's not going to be a cakewalk, but who says it have to be? But long as you're holding steadfast to God and His word and, your faith, you're going to be okay. You're going to be able to look back and, wonder what had me staying here? Why did I think I had to be stay there? You don't have to put yourself no longer in that box that you've been in for 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever how many years. Why? Why do you feel like you have to put yourself in that box? Who said you have to be there? You're no longer that little broken girl. You're no longer that broken little boy. You're no longer that person, okay? You pick those pieces up and you make a masterpiece out of it. You pick those pieces up and you throw those pieces right back where they came from, and you show them who you are now, who God has called you to be, because that's who you're supposed to be. Who says? Who says? Not no man walking this earth can tell you who you are when God has called you to be something else. When God has called you to be someone else or something bigger, you have a purpose. Your purpose is probably sitting right in your lap. But a lot of times when we're looking behind us, we can't see the things sitting right in front of us. It's gonna take sacrifice. It's gonna take obedience. It's gonna take the thing that you feel like, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. But it's probably going to be that thing that you don't want to do, where God is trying to grow you in that area. And it's going to be those times where those things you've been running from, you're probably going to have to run into them, darling. Just for a second. Because sometimes you got to go through it to grow through it. Just for a second. That's probably where your strength is lying. Right there in that midst of that vulnerability that you're scared to walk into. It is, you will hear me say it's not easy 100 times, okay? Because I'm just like you. I'm a human being. I'm a person. And a lot of times I'm like, God, no. Like, I cannot. It's not me. I'm not her, okay? But time and time again, God reminds me of my purpose and who He's calling me to be, okay? And I'm sure I have a long journey ahead of me. But guess what? What God has put in my heart is who says that I have to be what I thought the world was making me to be? Who says that I have to stay in that box that I shrunk myself to be in? Who says that I have to be the very Naya that I thought I was supposed to be? Who says? This goes for you too. Who says you have to keep being that? Who? You are called to greater. You are called to bigger. You have a purpose. There's a calling on your life. Your life is your life for a reason. And even though it might not have looked like something you wanted it to look like, no one else could have walked that journey but you. You know how they say take a walk in my shoes? I probably couldn't take a walk in your shoes. You probably couldn't take a walk in my shoes. But guess what? That's why God created you, me, him, her, them, they, right? That's why. Okay? This is why. We can't sit and we can't judge the next person walk because we don't know what stones, what roadblocks, what obstacles they've had to jump across. What obstacles or stones or roadblocks they're still jumping across. But no one says. But this, let me tell you, those obstacles and those roadblocks and those ways you have to come across, you don't have to stay there. You might have tripped. You might have fell. But dust yourself off. Get back up. 1 foot at a time. 1 step at a time. You can do this. I know you can do this. I know we can do this. God sits high. He's looking low. He loves you. He's always with you. Talk to him. Just as if you're talking to the person next to you. Talk to him. He will fill you up in places that you couldn't even imagine. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. It's more. Go into it. I know you can do it. I'm so glad you were here to hear this message. And I hope this blesses your week, your month, the rest of your year, if that's what it takes. Have a happy Sunday, everybody. And thank you.